Hello.
Welcome to Curious Monkey Gaming, and welcome to Year 5 Winter in the village of Podplamiki. We have a pregnant lady, Roberta, in winter this year. And we're going to want to change our clothes. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I like to, at the beginning of the season, change into appropriate clothing. So warm hat, warm gloves, warm boots for winter. And then what I often forget, you have to actually go and put them on. So everything we've got is relatively warm. We can see down in the bottom right, we have 75% protection from cold, and we are well within the green meter. So we're doing good. Let's say hi to Bogusz, our son. He found a lizard in the forest today. It was kind of gross, but he held it in his hand anyway. Yeah, typical kid. And where did Amelia go, our wife? She's gone over to the new hangout area that we recently built, which is why we built it. Good morning, Amelia. Hello. How's our little kingdom doing? We are lacking some crafting materials. As always, you have a nice day too, Amelia. So, a couple of things since last time. One is I discovered that the sort of accepted knowledge that farming skill makes no difference to how fast people work in the fields has changed. It was true. It definitely was true at one point, but it is no longer true. And I did a little test video of farmers doing the same thing, one with level 3, one with level 10, and the level 10 definitely finished faster. Another thing, let's just have a look. Do we have anything in management that needs taking care of? First of all, it's winter. And in winter, if we look at our fields, all of them are essentially in a growing state. They're green because they all have rye in them, and rye grows through the winter and is harvestable in spring, which means everybody in the farm shed has nothing to do. So I'm going to kick all of them out just for winter, and we'll put some of them in the barn. Maybe with low farming skill, because the barn levels people well, kind of quickly. Basically, the way leveling works, actually, wait just a sec, I need to think about this. Pigsty is producing 153 manure a day. It takes 2 manure to make 1 fertilizer, so that is 76. That means the barn could be producing 76 fertilizer, and we won't run out of manure. So we don't want to increase that too far. We could be making some flour. Let's just crank up the flour all the way. So the barn levels people faster because how they level is based on the value of what they're producing. Flour, the value is 4. Fertilizer, the value is also 4. But flour, it's 4 times 10, because every time they craft 1, they're crafting 10. So flour, it's basically 1 craft is 40 coin. Fertilizer, it's 1 craft is 4. And more people craft more, therefore they are leveling more. And if you've got 4 people in there, they can craft a lot more than 1 person. So it's a good way for them to level up. So we've also got 2 people with nothing to do. Boguslav is a child. What have we got here? Dobrovoya is one of our farmers, but she has a good extraction skill. So I'm going to put her in the mine or in the excavation shed. No, in the mine. Because the mine is relatively empty at the moment. And Nieluba is also okay with extraction. So I'm going to also put her in the mine. This is micromanagement. You don't have to do this. But if you don't like the idea of your people standing around doing nothing, then it's not a bad thing to do. For some reason, it's telling me the kitchen has no resources. They're producing gruel, which they definitely have resources for. Flatbread with onion and rye bread. They have all of the resources for that. Sometimes you'll get this, that you'll get this icon here saying they have no resources. But if you look in there and you look at the assignments, it says free time. They don't start work until 8 in the morning and they finish at 6 in the evening. So before 8 or after 6 is free time. Sometimes they'll get stuck in a don't have resources. You'll get an icon like that. And when they're in free time, it will not update. But as soon as they start working, they will realize that they actually do have what they need. So, last time... first of all, actually, it occurs to me, we have a horse now. Look at that. Let's wake him up. If you bump them, they, while they're sleeping, they'll wake up and immediately go back to sleep. So we have a fully grown horse and we already prepared for this. So I'm going to go over here to the chest where we have horseshoes, a saddlebag, and an ornate saddle. And then we can go back and fix up that horse. First of all, we can hit and hold saddle up. And we can ride him to wake him up. And let's go out here and have a closer look. I was talking about this before. If I can go into photo mode just to have a close look. And we can see that the ornate saddle has the crest from our village, and it has the colors on the little pennants, and is kind of cool looking. It is, yeah, ornate. So the other thing we want to do, and this is confusing and tricky for anybody who doesn't already know it. In inventory, if we go into inventory and we go in here, we have the iron horseshoes and we have a large saddlebag. Down the bottom, we've got transfer to mount. So if we hold down, it goes to the mounts inventory. And then down the bottom, we also have switch to mount, which switches our inventory to the mounts inventory. And then we have to equip those things just like we would equip clothing if we were wearing it ourselves. And then it's ready to go. So we now see with the large saddlebags that our horse has 95 kilogram inventory, which is cool. The difference between horses and donkeys is donkeys can carry more and horses are faster. They carry less than donkeys, but they're faster than donkeys, and donkeys carry more than horses, but they're slower. Winter is kind of a good time for doing quests. And if we look on our compass up there, we can see there are exclamation marks, which mean there are quests. Roberta has a quest for us. We haven't done any villager quests. You don't really need to do them.
Hail, friend!
You don't get much for it, to be honest. But winter is good for questing because you can't do that much else. Your farming is basically on hold. So let's see. Oh, my dear, I've got 1 foot in the grave. I doubt anyone can help me. Is that so? You look perfectly all right. I'm dying, and I know it. My cousin's husband had a stepbrother who has the same rash that I have, and he died after a few weeks. I really doubt the rash was the cause of his death. Indeed, it was the rash that killed him. Maybe you should consult an herbalist. Oh, I did. I visited all herbalists in the Oxbow, but they know nothing about medicine. I tell you. But I've heard that you know Sedowin. Maybe you could help me arrange an appointment and skip the line. I can talk to him. Thank you, you're a lifesaver. No problem.
Take care.
So she just wants me to talk to Sedowin, which I can do. I'm going to go into town soon anyway, so I can do that for her. The other one, there's another... There's another exclamation mark over there. Somebody that's a bit further away. So we've got to name our horse now that it's fully grown and rideable. Let me think about that for a minute. But somebody is up here, so it's probably the herbalist or the hunter, maybe. Oh wait, no, actually it's probably a miner. Could it be her? Alice. Alice is just standing around on the rocks for no obvious reason. Zbora. No, they're still over here somewhere. Where are they? Oh, they're... Yeah, I see what's going on. They're in the mine, so they are below me right now. Let's get down there. So, if we go into the mine, we should find them somewhere in here. It's Kunmi.
Hello!
Can I help you with something, Kunmi? Well, I maybe have one request. Don't you think it's quite dark at night? Well, yes, that's the thing with nights, isn't it? I thought that a couple of standing torches could light up the atmosphere. Are you afraid of the dark? No. Doesn't sound very convincing. Well, maybe a little bit. I knew it. All right, I can build some torches.
Bye.
So, he wants me to build torches. She wants me to talk to Sedowin. By the way, if you go into one of these mines and you get lost, you can see right here that there's a sign. It's not really a sign with words on it, but it has an arrow-ish shape, and it's always pointing towards the exit. Right? So no matter where you are in a mine, after you've built the building mine, you'll have those signs and you can find your way out easily. Good to know. So let's go down. I don't know, there's just something about a horse as opposed to a donkey. I quite like riding a horse around. Even though they carry less. They are a lot faster, which is nice. But whatever it is. The other thing, I just wanted to check. Let's see. Inventory. I don't... there's things I'm carrying around I don't need to be carrying around. Things I picked up in various places. So if we go over to tools, I don't need the bronze knife because I have an iron knife. I have an iron axe, hammer, knife. The longbow I'm not going to use. I'm going to sell that eventually, I guess. The small pouch I also found somewhere and don't really need it. I don't need to be carrying planks or clay vials. So what I'm thinking for this season is actually to mostly do quests.
Let's go.
But there's also the thing that we, last episode, we built a fold and put sheep in it, but it wasn't that many. And it's going to take a while for the lambs to mature and start giving us wool. So here's our fold. So let's have a look at that. Animal husbandry fold. We have lots of empty slots. And we're only getting 8 and a bit wool per day. So I was thinking we want to make a little money. Oops. And buy some more sheep. I think that's a good idea. So let's get up here, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, we still have a lot of simple hoods. Yes, we have 1 billion simple hoods. We can sell the small pouch. We can sell, let's take 50 simple hoods. That's going to be quite a lot of money right there. And that should be enough to buy some sheep. So let's go to Piastovia, sell some simple hoods, and talk to Sedowin for this quest. So here we are in the big town, Piastovia again. First of all, I think I'm going to go over and talk to Sedowin. Sedowin, if you don't remember, is the doctor, or actually the barber surgeon, who we talked to right at the beginning of the game.
Welcome.
Are you in need of my medical assistance? Have you ever heard of a deadly rash? No, I haven't. Why? I was sent here by a person convinced that rash equals looming death. Without any other symptoms? Highly unlikely, but I can take a look at it. Thank you very much. I knew I could count on you.
Goodbye, dear.
So I'll go back. When I'm back in town, I'll talk to her again. And probably find out that her rash was nothing. So, selling simple hoods. I am wearing one. I might actually sell the one I'm wearing, and because it was lower quality, probably because I got hit while I was wearing it. That's usually how that happens.
Hello.
Oh wait, that's not who I wanted to talk to. I want to talk to her.
Hello.
It's a bit dark. Can't see who is where. Yeah, because a simple hood is worth 320, I can't sell that many to each person. So it goes a little slower, or at least I don't get rid of that many at a time, 4 or 5 at the most.
Winter is the only season when day is.
So she'll take 5.
Do you need any? Be safe.
All of the Oxbow is going to be very well outfitted in simple hoods.
Want to so long?
So long. And our buddy Makislav.
How are you?
He'll take some simple hoods for sure. 4 only.
Wants to see. Goodbye.
It's one of the things that when you're making things to sell, it can actually be better to make things that don't cost that much each, and just to make more of them, because you can sell more. So, for example, we can see that Balim still has 100 coin that we could get, but we can't get it with simple hoods because they cost more than that. If we were selling something that was cheaper, we could sell him 4 of them for 25, for example, and
Best goods in. Goodbye.
totally bankrupt him. But if we go over there, we have 8,900. We have almost 9,000 coin right now. So that's enough, certainly, to where did I leave my horse? Over here by Sedowin. That is enough to get some more sheep, which is what we want to do. I'm gonna, since we are so flush with money at the moment, I'm just gonna take the cart over to Ostoya, which is where you get sheep in the Oxbow map.
How are you?
I need a ride. Let's go to Ostoya, my good man. So in Ostoya, we have a few vendors, not that many, but we have some vendors that I can sell simple hoods to, get a little more money. Let's do that first. There's one guy, I forget his name, but he's out here on the pier. He's a fishing vendor. You can always inspector mode. Yeah, very often, I guess this is him fishing or it's a bug, but very often he is standing down in the water there. Caesar.
Oh, it's you again.
It is me again. Take some simple hoods, Caesar.
Can I interest you in some taker?
And before I forget about it, I'm going to put one of them on. So I'm wearing one. So I sold one to him, or a few to him. If we go over this way, there is a sewing vendor and a, I think, fruit and vegetable vendor.
Ow.
In this little courtyard here. Sevilla
How is life treating you?
will certainly take some simple hoods.
Only the... Have a good day.
And where's the other lady? Over here. Nimila.
How is life?
Could sell her some simple hoods. Wow, she has plenty of money. She has a crazy amount of money. In fact, she's even selling bronze armor. That sort of surprises me a little. Huh. Oh, and I can sell her the small pouch as well. So now we have 12,500
Good luck.
coin. Let's go find the sheeps. This is the fold, but they are out wandering around in the pasture somewhere.
I wish I could sell my knees and buy some new ones.
And we may as well buy as many as we can. Here are goats, but we don't want goats. Just so you know, because this confuses a lot of people, goats give milk. Sheep give wool. In real life, sheep give milk as well, but not in the game. So there's 2 adult female sheep. There's another one we can get. Let's have a look. Wait, management, sheep. So we have 2 babies. We only have 1 male. Let's get another male adult. Because the more males there are, the better chances that they will breed. I'm just going to get all the females I can. There's another one. So our fold is full. So now if we look at the building, the fold, we were getting 8 and a bit wool a day. Now we're getting 29 just because we have so many more sheep. And once the what is it? Two lambs, once they reach full age, which I think is 1 year, they will also start giving wool. So we're going to be rolling in wool, so to speak. Cool. So we wanted to do a bit of questing this season. I want to explain something that confuses a lot of people. There is this quest. You get it right at the beginning. Stay vigilant. And if you select it, all you get up in the top right is keep an eye on the situation in the oxbow, which tells you nothing and is pretty confusing to a lot of people. Okay, the other quest wants me to build 6 standing torches. I can do that. So stay vigilant. We'll just be there for a long time, basically forever, until you start doing quests in other villages, not Piastovia, any other village other than Piastovia. Once you start doing quests in other villages, basically the way it works is you will get some getting to know you quests, which is what I believe this is. And eventually you will hit a main quest line, one for each of the big villages, or of the villages. There are only a few villages on the Oxbow. And when you finish a main quest line in a village...
How do you do?
Oscar. Oh, this is... I can offer you something better than that. This is the same guy that we already recruited, or the same template, so to speak, of special villager that we already recruited. I can offer you something better, a job and a roof over your head.
See you
Okay,
around.
so I just recruited Oscar. Sorry for interrupting my explanation, but I just realized he was there. Let's look at Oscar. Oscar has a 6 in diplomacy and a 5 in survival. So I can put him in a house. I'm going to have to put him with somebody. Let's see. Oscar is 32 years old. So I could put him in a house. Forest 2. Forest S3, rather. If we look at houses, you don't need to do this at all, by the way. You can just throw them in any house. But what I'm curious about is who's in that house and how old are they? So Toslava is 24. If I put him in that house with her, they are 9 years apart in age, which means it'll take a little while for them to get together, which is good as far as I'm concerned. So I'll put him in there, and he would make a really good fisher or herbalist or stall holder. Let's check. Because my stalls don't have awesome supply yet, but people working in stalls also level really fast. So I might, let me see. The fishing hut has a level 5 fisher in it already, which is the same as him. So I'll put Oscar in the herb stall, which currently has nobody in it. And wait a sec. Didn't mean to close that. The herb stall. I've only got a little. Oh, wow. Okay, so it sells a lot of mushrooms in a day. If I put it on 1%, it's selling all the mushrooms it has in a day. So when we go down this list, we can see how many we have down the bottom. You see it says 20, 20, etc. I'm looking for something that we have a lot of. We have a lot of dandelion. I don't use potions of instant healing 1 myself. I always want to have the potion of instant healing 2. The other potions, potion of sobriety, I never really use. Yeah, so let's see, how many of that does it sell? That'll work for this season because it's 2.4 a day and we have 3 days in the season. Yeah, I really need to get the herbalist producing more. This is going to sell out of all of these mushrooms basically immediately if they're all just on 1%. So yeah, like I said, the stalls don't really have a great supply yet, which reminds me, the herbalist hut could be producing potion of instant healing 2. Oh, we need broadleaf plantain, which we don't have enough of at the moment, so we can't really be producing any of those. Down the bottom, you can see how much it's worth. So making potion of temperature for selling is really good if you have hops. We don't have hops yet. Potion of weight is also really good for selling, but we don't have poppy seeds or henbane at all. Potion of night vision, I actually would like to start making just because I use them all the time. But yeah, we haven't got any of that optimized at the moment. So yeah, let's just leave that. So what I was talking about before is villages have a main quest in the village. Where'd that lady go? And you usually start off by doing a getting to know you quest or 2, and then you hit the main quest. So let's start here.
Hello there.
Can I help you with something? There's a corpse. A corpse? Where's a corpse? Whose corpse? I don't know whose. I didn't manage to give it a closer look because I needed to calm down a bit. Murderers so close to Astoria, or maybe even among us. Or maybe that was just a wild animal. I can check the body if you want. Good. I'm going to tell everyone. Or better not. I don't want to cause unnecessary panic. Yeah, unnecessary panic is definitely something we would rather avoid. Where did you find the body? By the road to our village near the bridge. I'll come back soon. So most of these quests, first of all, when you do quests in other villages, they have no expiry date. They have no deadline. You can do them whenever you want. You can take the quest in winter and wait 2 years and finish the quest later. Doesn't matter. So you don't have to rush these, and they don't disappear. Once they've appeared on the map, they will stay there until you do them. So there's no rush. You don't have to give yourself longer seasons or anything just to do these quests. I'm going this way because I know exactly where it is because I've done it before. If you are, by the way, bothered by spoilers for quests, then you should not keep watching. So here's Milton lying on the ground, and I can apparently talk to this corpse. The corpse is lying on the ground. It looks as if it has been washed up on the shore. On the other hand, it's a bit too far from the water considering it's not a sea or river but a calm lake. Look closer. From up close, the slight movements of the chest, as well as a smile twitching at the corners of the man's lips, can be easily spotted. Stop this nonsense. You're clearly not dead. Yes, I am. Dead people usually don't reply. Damn it.
Damn it!
Could you please pretend that you haven't noticed? What is it all about? I have a bet with my friend. I wanted to set a new pretend to be dead as long as you can record. And he should be somewhere nearby watching me. Pretending to be dead? Don't you have some better things to do, like work? But why would you even pretend to be dead? I want to be an actor and, to perform in front of some rich people, maybe even kings. You're quite ambitious for a corpse. Not everyone can appreciate the art of impersonating a corpse, but you can still help me improve the craft. Could you bring me a knife and a bottle of cherry juice? Cherry juice? Yeah, for fake blood. I always try to support unusual talents and original thinkers. So, he wants a copper knife and cherry juice. Those are things that we can't make because you make juice in a tavern and we haven't unlocked tavern yet. But actually, I can check quickly in storages, food storage. Do we have cherry juice? We have lots of cherries, but we don't have cherry juice. We have berry juice, but he wants cherry juice. And actually, do we have a copper knife by any chance? We do, but we have to go to town to get it, into our town to get it. So I think the vendor lady here, where is she? That's a sewing vendor. Sevilla, I think, is the
it's you.
food and stuff vendor. She does not have cherry
Price is
juice,
so
so we're going to have to go to Piastovia to buy that. And go to our town to pick up that copper knife. So let's jump in the wagon again. We still have a good bit of money. And
How are you?
go to Podplimiki. It's really nice. It used to be in the game, the village sign is a pretty new thing. It used to be there wasn't one, and there was no way to fast travel to your own village. I am really happy that we've got that now. Cherry juice. I think it's getting a bit late, so we might have to do that later. The other quest we have is to build standing torches. Our people want some standing torches. We have to build 6 of those. So let's do that. I think we could put one of these over here. Maybe here. Put one of these on each side of the park. There are obstacles. And we can put some down here as well, next to the gates. And maybe down here either side of this gate down here. Not a bad idea. So that finished that one quest. We heard the finished sound. Enlightening. Talk to Kanmil. Now, your villager quests do expire in the season in which you take them. So it's a good idea to not take them unless you know you can finish them. Take them at the beginning of the season. For example, here is Kanmil. Oops.
How can I help you?
Good to see you. Are there enough torches now? Oh yes, it's much better, although the shadow dancing and their flickering light can give you the creeps. Shadows can also be quite cute. Shadow bunnies, for example. Yeah, now our village looks much better.
See you around.
So that was that. Village quest gave me 50 Dynasty reputation, so not much, but it's something. And I think I'm just gonna run Bogusz back to his house in the back. Right back near the lake. And it's bedtime for Bogusz. Huh. Where is Amelia? Where is Boguslav? Boguslav is sleeping. Amelia's out partying or something. Good night, Bogusz. It occurs to me while we're back in our village, we can talk to Roberta and finish that quest as well. Where's our horse? We need a name for this horse. And I think I like naming the animals either people's names, like Bill the donkey, or names of things that the villagers would know. And this horse has a very mixed color with splotchy bits, so it may sound stupid, but I'm going to call this horse Porridge, because the horse's coat reminds Bogusz of porridge. So, where is Roberta? Roberta is probably over in the relaxation area, or is she in the park? I think she's in the park. There she is. I think. Yep. Looks like it. Hey, Roberta.
How is life treating you?
Welcome. Maybe it's the last time we see before my eyes close for good. Before we see, last time we see each other, should be. I'll take a screenshot of that and report it later. Sedwin will take a look at this deadly rash. Thank you. Maybe I'll get to him before my death. Better hurry up then. I think I see some new spots. Trolling her. Okay, so that one's finished. Also 50 Dynasty reputation. I'm pretty sure that whenever your villagers give you a quest,
Move on.
it's always 50 Dynasty reputation. So not much. But it's nice to keep the villagers happy. I'm not sure. I'll check in just a sec. I'm not sure if it makes any difference to their mood. So Roberta, I just finished a quest for her, and her mood is not increasing. So it doesn't seem to make any kind of difference to their mood. So we're on another quest. Need to go back to Piastovia and get some cherry juice. So our good steed Porridge brought us back over here. I'm pretty sure that cherry juice should be Posnamir.
Hello.
Show me your wares. Cherry juice. Yes. Just need one.
Want to see my wares? Good luck.
And then we can see in the upper right, we have the things we need.
It's the market.
So back to Ostoya. We haven't got that much money, but we have enough to take a cart. It's always easy to make more money in spring. For example, we're going to have a bunch of flax. We can make more simple hoods. At any time, we can make more bronze shearing scissors. Ostoya, let's go. So, where's our quest giver? Oh wait, no, it was the dead-ish guy. Over next to the lake. This quest, I've done it before. It can go a number of different ways. I don't remember what triggers what exactly. But let's go over and see our pretending to be dead friend. Still seems to be pretending to be dead. Do you have it? Oh no, a talking corpse. Yes, I do. One knife and one bottle of cherry juice for Mr. Corpse. Good one. Maybe you should also consider the career of an actor. I'm telling you, nothing can make you feel more alive than being dead. You're saying? And how is the record going? Also weird English. I'm getting close. Come back later, and if I win the bet, I'll give you a share. Good luck then. So, I can go back now and talk to Stoislava, who is the one who gave us the quest. So this isn't part of the main quest line in Ostoya. It's, like I said, it's sort of a getting to know you quest. You do some of these, and eventually that will unlock, once the people know you and like you well enough, that will unlock the main quest in each town. So Stoislava is over here. And did you investigate the body? Yes, I did, and I can assure you that nobody from your village is responsible. How can you be so sure? So what was the cause of death? Stupidity. Yes, you can say so. Stupidity, the doom of mankind. Yeah, so that's what happened. No need to worry. There's always something to worry about. Anyway, thank you very much. Grab this. I baked it myself. Take care. So she gave me a multigrain bread, which is nice. And now I have to wait for the next season. A lot of these quests, you have to wait for the next season. Before then, though, I am hungry, so I'm going to go ahead and eat the multigrain bread. Oh, I'm too far away from my mount, of course. So, that one we have to wait for next season. Stay vigilant hasn't changed. Keep an eye on the situation in the Oxbow. So, next season we'll come back and do something about that. For now, what we can do is go to another town and do a getting to know you quest. Let's go to Skalki. Skalki is maybe my favorite town on the Oxbow. I just like the mountains and the way it's laid out on the water. There's a quest up here, as we can see in the compass. Wojciech.
How can I help you?
Can I help you with something? I need one moron to stay away from me, my family, and my house. That sounds serious. It is serious. He copies anything I do. He copied my haircut, but when I pointed that out, he cut his hair short. He tried to flirt with my Borgena's apprentice because he would also like to have a cook for a wife, and I heard him saying that if he had a son, he would call him Bogdan. And what's my daughter's name? Bogdana. Maybe it's... okay, I'll say that's a bit concerning. But there's more. Some time ago, together with my wife, we decided to redecorate our house. We really wanted it to stand out, so we put our hearts and souls into it. And guess what? Recently, I had to visit this moron. Do you know what I saw there? I guess the inside of his house looks uncannily similar to yours. He copied everything, every single detail, and the worst thing is, he had never visited me before, so he had to be there without me knowing. I'm so fed up with him. That starts to sound disturbing. I can go and talk with him if you want. Please do. So, this is Neighbours Have Their Differences. It is the most annoying quest on the Oxbow. Hands down. Or at least I think it is. It requires you to go into their houses and remember a large number of very small differences between the two houses. So once I go and talk to Nazibor, wherever he is, here's Nazibor. Is there anything I can help you with? I talked with your neighbor, Wojciech. He's complaining again, isn't he? It's not my fault that we have very similar tastes, and I don't copy him. He's just flattering himself. Is he? Of course. His ideas are simply not as original and unique as he thinks they are, so no wonder other people will come up with very similar ones. And our houses are not the same. You can check for yourself and tell Wojciech what's different. All right, I can take a look. So he's sending me off to his house to check it out, and then I also have to check out Wojciech's house. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. If you want to do this quest and you don't want to waste a lot of time doing very tedious stuff, I recommend you just look it up online. So you can go into the house and you can look at things. If you go into first person, it's a bit easier. You can see there's a moose skull over the bed, and there's a rooster carving over here, and a badger skin, I guess, on the wall, and there's a vase over here, and so on and so forth. And there's little decorations. But you have to kind of remember everything. The first time I did this quest, I really went in here and looked, and it took me like 5 tries because I kept getting something wrong or hadn't noticed something, like there's a bird over the door, that kind of thing. But you can also just go and look it up online. So if we go back and talk to Wojciech. And how did that bastard try to defend himself? He tried to prove that there are some differences between your houses. And well, there are some. Yes, what are they? Enlighten me. So the answers are options 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3. So let's do that. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3. 3, 4, 3. And those differences are supposed to calm me down and prove his point? He believes so. Wow, I'm impressed. He changed how many things? 5? Tell him those differences make no difference to me. He better buzz off. I'll talk to him again then. So, yeah, I cheesed that. I looked it up. It's extremely boring and tedious to actually go to both of their houses and try and figure it all out on your own. I did it once, like I said, and I'm never doing it again. So every time I play now, I just go and look it up. Where is this dude? He's down here in the water for some reason. washing his legs. And does Wojciech understand that our houses aren't the same and that he's paranoid? Well, the differences didn't really convince him. Actually, they didn't convince him at all. You need to put yourself in his shoes. That's your specialty, isn't it? He's concerned about his family's safety. His family's safety? I would never harm him or his family members. Tell me better what it's all about. You have to admit it's getting suspicious. Sigh. It's just, Wojciech has everything. Family, people's respect, proficiency in his craft. And what do I have? Nothing except loneliness, debts, and a job that could be done by anyone strong enough to hold a pickaxe. So you envy him. I get it. But it doesn't give you permission to be such a creep. I know, but... Try to find your own way to happiness. Apologize to Wojciech, tell him how much you admire him, or ask him for some advice. Oh no, I'll never tell him that. Apologize. Apologies will need to do then. So, that quest is actually completed. There isn't a come back later part of it. It's just done. So it's an easy one if you look up the numbers. It's a really annoying one if you don't. But your game, your fun, your rules, as always. Do it however you want to do it, but don't feel like you're cheating if you look up the numbers. Because everybody does, honestly. So, let's go to Klonica. Doesn't look very happy, does he? Looks like a very grumpy wagoneer. So in Klonica, we can see there's also an exclamation mark on our compass up there. In fact, there's two. Hello, Vislav. Why are you grunting and snorting, child? I'm not a piglet, am I? That's what all my siblings do at home, and what sounds do you make at home? Perform a frog's ribbit. Do you live in a swamp? My mum won't let me go that far, but I know our piggies used to go there and wallow in it. You're funny, little one.
Hey!
Nice stuff.
And Nidan is getting stuck. Okay, so it's Sebor.
So if I build a pig catapult, she'll have no excuse.
Pig catapult, yes. Okay,
How can I help
Sebor,
you?
can I help you with anything? You have good intuition. I was just thinking to myself that I could use help with an errand. Then you're in luck. Errands are my specialty. Yes. There's one knife that has been by my side almost all my life since I was a wee lad. It became my favorite one. It obviously gets dull from time to time, but instead of getting rid of it, I always bring it to Wojciech, a blacksmith from Skalki, for sharpening. We were just talking to Wojciech. The blade needs wetting again, and I'm too busy with my chores to go and see Wojciech. Would you be so helpful to take it over to him and bring it back with a sharp edge? Sure, I have nothing better to do. Splendid. Here, take my baby with you. Just be very careful. The breathtaker is used to special treatment. Did you name your knife? Well, of course. That's stupid. Well, you know, maybe it is, but I won't be bullied into thinking and behaving like anyone else. I'm my own person, and I believe that my beautiful knife has a great name. I don't need your validation. And you won't get it, loser. And you won't get it, loser. I'll be back with your knife. So we got... actually, it's a quest item. We got the Breathtaker. Dull. So we need to go back to Skalki, where we just were.
I need a new knife, but I don't have the time to craft one. Where is a stone knife seller when you need it?
Did you hear that? The woman was saying she needs a knife, but she doesn't have time to craft one. Where's a stone knife seller when you need one? That's a joke referring to earlier in the game, like a year ago or longer. It used to be that everybody, all the players, made stone
How can I
knives
help you?
to earn money. It's not worth that much anymore. A stone knife isn't a great way to make money anymore, so people don't do it anymore, so she can't find anywhere to buy a stone knife. So let's go see Wojciech, the blacksmith. He should be up here, but he's not. Where'd he go? Oh, he's over on the side of the house. He's repairing his house. So, what can I do for you? Sabor asked me to deliver his knife for wetting. Did he now? And are you delivering his missing payments as well? I know nothing about such a thing. This blasted weasel didn't pay for the last 3 services that I provided for him, and he ended up owing me quite a lot of money. I'm not doing another job for that fraud unless he pays me back. How much does he owe? Exactly 100 coins, that cheeky bastard. I'll cover the debt. Finally, let me get to work. Here, sharp as new. Don't cut yourself with it. See you around. So now we have the Breathtaker sharpened. And before the day ends, we can get this little quest finished. Not that we have to, like I said, these quests don't have any expiration. You can do them whenever you want. Back to Klonica. And let's go find Sabor. Oops, I didn't. Don't be dull, be wetter. It's also kind of odd English, to be honest, but let's go find Sabor. So Klonica is a town with a hunting camp on the other side of the water. And Sabor is a hunter, so he's over there. That's him right there, I think, walking along. Before it gets too dark and too late, we can go over and talk to him about his knife. You're back. Everything went well? You know how it went, you fraud. First you swindled Wojciech and now me. I have no idea what you're... Oh, spare me the lies. Fine, I did it. You happy? I don't care about anyone outside of Klonica. Neither that bloody blacksmith nor you. That's why I did it. Now give me my knife back before you what? That's what I thought. The knife's mine now. And you better be glad I'm not reporting you to the Castellan. I still get 50 Dynasty reputation. And now the Breathtaker is just a knife. In my normal inventory, it's not a quest item anymore. It has 2,000 durability, whereas an iron knife only has 960 total maximum. So it lasts for a really long time. It has 60 slashing damage and 100% block damage reduction, whereas the normal knife has 50 slashing damage and 65% block damage reduction. So it's a much better knife than any other knife you can get in the game. So you might want to keep it. If you go through that quest and basically tell him he's an ass for trying to rip you off and make you pay for his repairs, you can keep the knife. You can also give it back to him, and you get a bit more Dynasty reputation and so on, but you will finish the quest successfully either way. And if you do it the way I did it, you get a nice knife. So why not do it that way, really? It's getting dark, so let's get back to Podplomiki, I'd say. Also, a thing I wanted to check
How do you
out. Podplumiki. Let's go then. I wanted to check out... That's nice with the torches. I wanted to put up some lights soon anyway, so it's kind of cool that I got that quest to do so. Speaking of which, let's check. So furniture, decorations, lighting, lantern. Let's go ahead and buy a lantern. So it needs wool thread, which needs quite a lot of wool. If we look at the spinning wheel, we have 51 wool in storage, and it requires 6 wool to make 1 wool thread. Let's make all the wool thread we can, which is not that much. And really the first thing I wanted the wool for is to see if we can finish our noble outfit. We do have enough now to finish our noble outfit, so let's do that. So we now have a noble hood. And if we go in here and check out the clothes and put it on, we can see it's got a bit of a fancier look. Right now I've got black on one part of it, so the left side of it is sort of brown, which is the default, and the right side of it is black. But of course, because this is our fancy suit, we're going to go in here and get a blue dye and a yellow dye. Are we out of yellow dye? Oh wait, no. I was just not seeing it. And then we can go back into our inventory. Blue. So we want it to be matched on different sides. We'll see it easier with yellow. So that will be yellow on Bogusz's right side. That would be on Bogusz's left side. Let's do it on Bogusz's right side. And blue on the other one. And now we've got the full party colored look going on. So yellow, blue, blue, yellow, etc. It's kind of weird, honestly, that the hood yellow is a totally different color than on the tunic. Kind of slightly annoying. But anyway, I just wanted to check quickly also, what's the noble's hat? What's the rich hat? The rich hat looks like hardcore winter gear. I'll go ahead and make a noble hat as well. Then we've got a full noble set. Are there noble gloves? No. Rich gloves require wool fabric. I'm going to leave that for now. So, if we go back into our clothes, put the noble hat on. Not bad, not bad. I think we need to dye it blue, of course. Get the blue dye. Go in here and dye it blue. So it's kind of white or gray around the turned up bits, and blue on top. And it's very dark blue, just like the tunic, so it's hard to actually tell that it's blue, but that's the way it is. So, put that wool thread in. Am I carrying anything else? We can put the simple hood in there and it will be sold eventually. And time for Bogusz to go to bed, I believe. So a pretty effective day of questing. We've got a couple of quests done. We got one that's on the way to being done. Need to wait until next season. And I believe since we had 2 to do in Klonica, we got one of them finished. If I start the other one, I think it'll probably... Where's Amelia? Starting to worry about her just wandering off in the middle of the night doing her own thing. She's over here at the fire hanging out with everybody else, which is fair enough. And this seems to be a pretty popular little hangout area.
You know, I'm something of a village head myself.
Have you heard about the horse that could climb on roofs?
Have a seat with everybody else. Where is Amelia? Amelia's right next to me.
How is life treating you?
You look like you could use some water. She gave me a berry juice. Another one. How's our little kingdom doing? The workers need more tools.
Take care.
Interesting. She always says these things that I don't have any marker for. No tool. So why don't I have a marker? This is clearly telling me there's no tool, but when I go up here in the top left, I do not have an icon.
So many buildings that quickly.
Why is that? Well, again, it's because it's free time. If we go into here, we see it's free time and that they aren't working right now, so I'm not being warned right now because if they're not working, they don't have a problem. When they start working tomorrow, they will have a problem. Also over here, all of these mushrooms I can take out because they are sold out. The herb stall is doing extremely little because I just don't have stuff for them to sell, but that will improve in the future once the herbalist hut in spring is going to be gathering a lot of broadleaf plantain and a lot of dandelion and then berries and deadly nightshade. I might reduce the berries a little. Deadly nightshade is nice because it's used in a few different things, but most specifically in poison. These, I'm just thinking, the herbalist hut, if I look at the assignments, there is a potion of possibilities. It's actually worth a lot, and it needs, although to be honest, it needs mead. And right now I would have to buy mead to have any. And that makes it not that profitable. But selling it, it costs 470, or it has a value of 470. So selling it can be really profitable. Poison is not profitable, but it's useful because we want to make eventually poison bronze arrows and sell those. Potion of camouflage. Actually not that bad. It needs boleta, parasol, red pine, and marl mushrooms. So, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. What was it? Just have another look. Potion of camouflage. Boleta, parasol, oh, moral. So let's add the morals. Oh, morals are in spring. Okay. That's fine. Let's do these equal thirds. Roughly equal thirds. And then in spring, add in marl mushrooms. And knock these down a bit. Yeah. So next winter, we should be able to do a lot of potion crafting.
Everyone called him Bob.
Right now, we need to remember
How's that possible?
to tomorrow morning make some axes. Because our woodshed is otherwise not going to be able to work properly. So, even if Amelia is out hanging out and socializing, Bogusz has been out riding all over creation, so he's tired. Good night, Bogusz. Good
How
morning,
is
Amelia.
life treating you?
She gave me another juice. Nice. How are things? Haven't heard anything else.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you too, Amelia. Where's porridge? Come on, porridge. That's right. Let's get down to the mine slash smithy. And before everybody starts working, before we actually even get a warning for it, we can get some axes made. So we can have a look at the forge and see what we can craft. Just to start with, I'm doing all of the ore that's there minus a couple, just that the blacksmith can keep creating bars. It won't be giving us any kind of warning. And bronze and iron. Should have plenty. I'm going to make a bunch of bronze axes for our woodcutters, our lumberjacks. And we'll go ahead and make all the iron bars that we can, just to have them. So, let's make some, bronze axes. Let's make 10. That'll last them for quite a while. I'll throw those in the resource storage so that the lumberjacks can access them. And also all of those bars that we made ended up in our inventory. Bronze bars, iron bars, all in there, and that's fine. We're getting a little low on water. That's why we have a well at the smithy now for the miner community over here.
Here!
We can also have a quick look at the map. Oh, there are no... Wait, no. I had the wrong filter on. So you got to be careful with the filters over here on the right. If you change them, like if I put them like this, I don't see any quests. But if I put them back on main, I see that there's a quest in Klonica. Oops. I can put them on main or on quests, specifically only quests. There's a quest in Klonica, leftover, and that's it. Oh, wait, there's one in Piastovia as well. So this time I might actually save the money and ride up to Klonica. There are some Wiesent over here. We don't want to mess with them right now. Don't get too close to them and they won't bother us. There's also an abandoned building over here that I don't know that we've ever been to. I'll turn on inspector mode. Yep. No bandits. It's random. Sometimes bandits will inhabit these buildings. Okay. So some coin and some wool. There's a small bundle. Take all of that. Happy to have it. Let's go first person because it's easier to search. May as well take the animal feed. And may as well take that as well. It's not very much, so it doesn't help that much. You can go up onto the roof here and get into this building. There's a shirt lying on the table, but you can't take it. But more coin and some mead. Won't say no to that. Always check on the windowsills, and behind this bookshelf there's a mead and an empty barrel, and right here there's some coin. 200 coin, in fact, which is nothing to laugh at. And I think that's it. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me that I missed a whole bunch of things, because I usually do. Sometimes this is firewood, but it's not at the moment. Ah. You can punch rabbits to death if you can hit them. They only take one hit, and you can run faster than they can, which is strange but true. And then you can get 2 fur and 2 meat from each of them. Although I think it's slightly random. Sometimes it's 1 fur, sometimes it's 1 meat, but basically I think it's 2 for each. So, but that was just on the way to Klonica. Let's keep riding north. Klonica is essentially straight north from our settlement. Oops. And there are wolves. Horses are fast enough to pretty much completely outrun wolves. If you start sprinting with a horse, you will outrun a wolf. And if you have iron horseshoes, your horse will use less stamina, which means that they can sprint for longer, which is cool. So we can get in this questing winter, we should be able to get all of the quests on the map done or at least started. Like I said, some of them are multi-season quests, but we can see at the top, it's just coming into view now, there is another quest in Klonica. It looks like it's somewhere across the river here. Over this way. So there's a little camp here. And these are not recruitable people sitting around in a camp. Rizard.
How do you do?
What was I thinking? Can I help you, travelers? Are you by any chance from these lands? Of course I am. I know this land like the back of my hand. How fortunate. We need guidance from someone local. You see, we've come to this land, pardon me, but how is this place named? It's called the Oxbow. Oh, right. Well, it doesn't ring a bell. I have no idea where we are. We lost track of the bandit band. Our supplies are running low. And in short, we're already dead. Man glimpses at the young lady next to him, and you notice his lips quivering from despair. Take a quick screenshot of that because it's also got some poor English in it. I could bring you some food. This land is fertile and rich in resources. You could find shelter in my village. Come with me. No, I wouldn't dare to endanger your home. It would swarm with the Lord's mercenaries. They'll come for our heads unless we bring the missing lad back. What lad? What are you talking about? If you need help, just tell me. He's with those bandit scumbags. I mean, they took him captive. The damn boy was always asking for trouble. Why us? Calm down. Tell me all the details. No, too many questions. You're going to sell us out, or you're one of them. Leave us. When the man starts to mumble, you see the girl squirm with embarrassment. Calm down. Okay, let's talk to her instead. Thug life. I think this is a quest I haven't actually done before myself. Forgive him. I haven't seen Grandpa in such a state since my parents died. He promised to shield me from any danger, but this crazy chase is too much for him, and it's all my fault. Can you finally tell me what's going on? We're looking for Bezprim, whose advances I firmly rejected. One foolish sentence condemned us to flee from our workshop and wander unknown wastelands with little hope of ever coming back. What sentence could that be? I was working on an important tapestry in the Grandpa's sewing hut when Bezprim came. He was intrusive, annoying, and disturbed my work. I hate to stop until I'm finished. I told him I'd rather go out with a lousy bandit than him. And that moron decided to become one to impress me. He was gone the next day. The whole Druzhina, the Duke's Guard, was alerted and immediately began to search for the missing heir of the town. Sounds serious. We slipped out before anyone noticed our involvement in this madness, and it was the right choice since it turned out that Bezprim boasted about his plans at the marketplace the day before he went missing. So you decided to look for him on your own. We are no hunters, but bandits leave a clear trail of corpses and burnt ground behind them. We lost track of them at the edge of this forest and weren't sure if they had already left it. Besides, none of us thought through what we would do once we found them. I'll search the forest and look for the lad. I will get rid of the bandits, but if he's one of them, I can't guarantee that he'll survive. A bandit love story. I won't believe it until I see it with my own eyes. I'll search the forest and look for the lad. Yes, I will. So I'm going to quick save at this point because I am notoriously bad at beating bandits. Might take a few tries. So I guess, do we have anything on the map? No. We don't have any kind of hint on the map. Wait. Let me go to quest and make sure. No. So we just need to wander around a bit and see what we can find, I guess. Also, I want to make sure that Thug Life... Ah, now we have something on the map. Oh, okay, so there's 3 different areas where it could be. Yeah. So one is right here. What is... I'm kind of not 100% certain what each of these circles is for. It's just like an area where they could be, or is there something I'm meant to find? Okay, so I went a bit too far and it turned me around. I guess I'll go down to one of the other ones. I should probably equip my bow in case I need to start shooting some bandits or something. Okay, here's a little camp with some good quality fishing spears. Well, mostly good quality fishing spears I can take. Anything else? No. Okay. Ah, and here is most definitely a bandit camp. Okay. So just wearing my noble clothes and not wearing armor is not the best way to do this, for sure. What you can do though is you can kite them out and they'll follow you a certain distance and then turn around and stop following you. And then you can shoot at them. I ran too far away and they all went back to town. Okay, so this guy's coming back. Okay, so our buddy there is running back to town, back to the camp.
You'll be stone cold.
I'm running out of stamina, so let that get back up. This is the I'm not great at combat way to do it. There are no doubt better ways.
You've made a mistake.
Got one dude. Ouch. I was screwing up my keys. Why am I not hitting this guy? Okay. So I got him. Let's take a potion of instant healing. Where's the other guy? I know there's an archer in there as well. I want to keep an eye out for him. It's kind of confusing and maybe annoying that you can't loot the armor you see them wearing. Okay. Got him. So let's quick save again. Now that we've made some progress. Now we just need to get rid of the archer, I think. It's only the archer left. Yep. Got him. So now what? Now I guess there's that cage back there, but we'll leave that for a moment and have a look around. Talk to Bezplum. There's the cage key. Don't just stand around like this. Get the key. Check the tent nearby. Open the cage. What have you done? You slaughtered them all. I'm saving your life, lad. All those days stomaching their primitive company wasted for nothing. I'll have to find a new bandit band now, darn it. You were imprisoned. This couldn't end any other way. That was a minor misunderstanding. I might have called the leader a mindless simpleton or mentioned the unpleasant odor pouring out of his toothless trap. Can't remember which one it was. It doesn't matter anymore. You're safe now. I'm not going anywhere before I prove to be a worthy rogue. My lady has a weakness for rebellious gents. She'll fall into my arms when I return with the chest of treasure and a fearful reputation. What an irony. It's your lady who was outlawed instead. They blame her for your disappearance. What kind of nonsense is this? Is she in danger? Ask her yourself. She's in a camp at the southwest edge of this forest. She came all the way for me? I did it. I'm a genius. Follow me, my bringer of good tidings. What a moron. Indeed. A moron indeed. Is there anything else in this camp? Doesn't look like there is. Huh. That's a pity. Let's get back on porridge and go follow our idiot. Let me guess, he's gonna lead us right into more bandits, perhaps? I should probably eat something. Poppy seed pie. Looks good. Wow, he's really going the longest possible way, isn't he? Well, I guess he's not cutting through the water like I would. He's going to cross over up here, I guess. But this should give us a pretty good season of questing. Meanwhile, our lumberjacks back in our village have been building up a surplus of logs, and our shepherd has been shearing and getting us a bunch of wool. So next season maybe we can do some decorating and building and so on. Anyway, let's get this particular quest finished, and then we can move on. Go back to town and go to bed, probably. He was saying things the whole time, I think, and I was not listening to him. So, my dear Lydia, your hidden feelings brought you directly to me. Lydia, are you in one piece? Your father would cut off my hand if even a nail was missing from your toe. I'm a new man. The experience with my former comrades hardened my spirit. You won't be disappointed. Oh, cut this crap. I'm relieved my head will stay in its place. There's a long way home, so don't do anything brave anymore. Leave my father to me. No one will harm a hair on your head. And one more thing. Promise me you won't interrupt my work anymore. We could always talk when I'm finished. Fabulous. I absolutely admire your passion. I'll order my subordinates to move your workshop to the keep so we can be closer together. Man, this guy's... What? This won't be necessary. Let's get prepared for the road. You'll carry this big bag. Like a lousy laborer. I mean, for you, everything, my fair lady. Talk to Rizyard. I can't believe it's over. After imagining our execution in numerous ways, thank you and forgive me for my behavior back then. I wasn't myself. You're welcome. I always help people in need. Yeah. Lydia has always been firm and strict. I think this is the first time anyone has given this boy an order. Maybe she'll tame this princeling after all. His behavior screams a stress-free upbringing. As a seamster, there's only one way I can repay you. Please take these gloves and all the coins we have left. Thank you. May you reach your home in peace. Indeed, I'm very tired, and we have a long way to go. Forgive me, but I must prepare to leave your realm. Of course, be well. So he gave me thick gloves and 500 coin, which is not bad. I think thick gloves are what I'm wearing already. Well, actually, no. Thick gloves are plus 10 cold protection. Warm gloves are plus 8. So let's put the thick gloves on. They're also a little bit of armor. And I guess they look a bit cooler than the warm gloves do. Yeah. Cool. So let's get back to Podplamiki.
Let's go.
The quick way, I think. Go and talk to the Wagoneer. So yeah, this is a sort of pattern that I usually repeat every year. Since winter, there's nothing to harvest, there's nothing to plant. It's kind of a good season for doing other things, like questing.
Hello.
Let's get to Podplamiki. Interesting. When I get off the wagon, I'm inside the wall around the market. I might want to move that sign so that it's slightly outside, but it doesn't really matter. So the quests we did, we can see finished quests, story quests, side quests, challenges, story quests, all story quests, anything that's a story quest, you have no deadline. So if it ends up in the story quest category, you have no deadline. And we did Neighbours Have Their Differences, Don't Be Dull, Be Whetter, and got a knife out of it, and Thug Life, and got thick gloves out of it. And we started on, but didn't completely finish, Living Dead, but we have to wait a season for that. So next season we can go back to Ostoya and finish Living Dead. And maybe do some other quests, but usually in spring there are enough things to do other than quests that I don't quest very much in spring. So we're back. Let's say goodbye and goodnight to Bogusz and Amelia and Boguslav. Oh, where's Boguslav? Boguslav's over here. And I'll see you next time. I hope you are enjoying your medieval dynasty. I hope you're getting interesting quests done. And see you next time.
Goodbye.